He's in the class of very bright children who are all academically switched on, from maths and English, etc., etc. He also struggles hugely with dyslexia and how his brain works and functions. And throughout his school history has been a bit bowed by that, in terms of feeling second best and not as good as everybody else around him. The Puppet Project gave him the opportunity to be the best at something. And when he suddenly realised that, he began to grow in confidence, and it began to pervade everything else, all other aspects of his life, because he suddenly realised that it wasn't just a channel, you didn't have to be brilliant at English, you didn't have to be brilliant at maths, that you could also be brilliant at arts and crafts, that there were other avenues that he could pursue that weren't constrained by his inability to read as well as other people and how he processes stuff. He began to put his head up and his shoulders back, basically. There was a physical manifestation of it where he was always a little bit bowed and always a little bit timid. And all of a sudden the shoulders came back and the head went up, over the course of, 2 months or so. His confidence grew, and he went from being... He just began to be proud of himself and proud of his understanding of what everything was going on, and proud that he was the best at something. Whether or not he was doesn't really matter, but he felt it, is the important thing. The consequence of feeling so proud of his puppet work is that then began to leach into all of his other academic work. So the most amazing thing was his maths, is that it was a confidence thing, and I always knew he was really good at maths because he was so quick and he would do it in his head. But the grades weren't reflecting that for some reason. And I think, it was a confidence thing, that he just thought, well, I can't do this, so I'm not going to bother. And then all of a sudden he thought, well, I can do it actually, so I'm going to do it. And he went from middling of grade, a 4 in the SATs to doing grade 6. And absolutely amazing is that his maths, he began to fulfill his promise. The change in that child in the last year is profound. And one of them is, and one of the primary reasons, is the Puppet Project giving him the confidence to be able to compete in an incredibly competitive class that he never felt he could before. It puts children into different environments where they can be good at something that they wouldn't ordinarily think that they were good at, and they discover new talents, and those discoveries give them the confidence that they need to be able to be good at other things too, because it stops them being afraid. All of a sudden he's gone, oh my God, this is exactly what I want to do, and look how good I am at it, and if I'm good at this, maybe I'm good at something else, and he's gone. And it's beautiful, and I'm so genuinely grateful for what this child has done in the last year. Don't, because you'll start me off.